attracted you to Ryan Reed?
Well, Ryan's remember Billy Guerin a while back had mentioned when he brought Ryan in that you need character in your team and sometimes you need some characters. And I think he brings, there's a presence to Ryan. It's not about fighting and all the rest of it, but I just felt, both on the ice and in our room and around our team, we need a little bit more noise. And, Ryan brings that. Like I said, I think there's a physical presence. He can still get in the forecheck. He makes things difficult for the opposition. And it gives us a little bit of a different look on on our lower lines. So we're excited to have him.
3 years for a guy as 36 seems like a lot these days. Why is that the term?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you'd like them all short, but at the end of the day, you want to get the player. And I know Ryan had, they wanted him to stay in Minnesota. He was given the opportunity to speak, to teams earlier, and we were able to talk with him and work out a deal. So, on today, to get the player, we felt we had to go where we had to get Ryan on board.
A lot of guys moved today on your team. To what extent was that disappointing?
Well, there's some good players, and I think I said this a while back. Really, a lot of my focus has been since coming here is working on our own players, and there's been some good players. I said it when I was introduced that I thought Kyle did a really good job, especially at the deadline, augmenting the team. For the most part, we tried. The price has got to fit. I wish those players all the very best. It's a puzzle to put together, and there were certain levels that we could go to, notwithstanding some of the other business we have to do. So, unfortunately, there's some players that we would love to have here, but good for them getting the deals they got. We just couldn't make a business deal.
John Klingberg had some real good years in Dallas. What are you hoping to get out of him in 1 year?
Yeah, and I think we're going to make that official here shortly. But one of the things that I look at is trying to bring a little bit more offense from the blue line. John would be probably the first one to tell you it didn't go exactly the way he wanted it to go last year, but he's a really good player in this league. He can move a puck. He jumps up in the play. His ability in the offensive zone, especially in the power play, I think is, he's an elite offensive player in zone. So to me, he's going to bring us some more puck movement, and hopefully some more production from the blue line.
How were conversations with Willie and Austin's agents today, Paul?
We have conversations all the time. So nothing new to report there other than continued dialogue, and we continue to work to a resolution.
Why did you think you needed personality?
Excuse me?
Why did you think you needed personality with Reeves?
Well, I think every team needs personality. I think that's part of. I think that's, just part. The one thing I've in talking with the staff and just, and looking at this group, it's a quiet group, and I think bringing some personality to it. Not to say that we don't have personality in our team, but I think having a presence like Ryan will be a real positive influence for us.
Where do you go from here, Brad? Do you think transaction-wise? Do you go to the trade market now, or how do you look at things?
We're looking at everything. I mean, we continue to look. I know July 1st and the first few hours gets all the attention, but there's, we got all summer to build our team. We'll continue to do it. We're going to work. We got some depth things that we got to look at here later this afternoon, this evening, and into tomorrow. But we continue to look at ways to make ourselves better. It's a puzzle, and you're working with X amount of cap dollars. We'll explore all avenues, whether that be through, continue looking at the trade or continue looking at the free agent market, looking at the trade market. We'll continue to look at any way we can improve the team.
Is the door still open on Alex Kerfoot?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, until a player is either signed here or signed elsewhere, I don't think the door is ever closed. Again, a lot of these things it's all dependent on fit and dollars and all that sort of stuff. So. We've kept a pretty open dialogue with all our guys. We'll see where it goes.
In terms of how you thought the day might go, how does it rank up to that?
Well, I wouldn't say it's really unexpected. Excuse me. especially for our guys. You know, we you know, probably in the last day or so, we had a pretty good idea that, you know, especially the guys that were here last year that signed elsewhere, that you know, we just weren't going to be able to make it work. And like I said, we've got some business to take care of throughout the summer that we wanted to make sure that we're being prudent in terms of leaving ourselves some room moving forward. You know, term was an important thing for us in this free agency. So I don't know if there was anything that was overly surprising.
For this season, short term, like what are the priorities that you like to address positionally?
Yeah, I mean,
Now that you signed, who you signed?
yeah, I think we continue to look at depth on the blue line, but I also look at up front. You know, to me, depth scoring is a situation that we want to address. You know, we want to address. I think there's, you know, there's two ways to address it. I still think there's some people in the organization, you know, that can push from below. But certainly, to the earlier question, whether it be through free agency or the trade market, I think, you know, that's an area we want to try to become deeper and have. You know, we had some goals walk out the door here today, so definitely goal scoring is something we want to continue to address, not only today but throughout the summer.
How do you feel about your defense now that you've got Klingberg? Is that a good group you feel moving forward, or you're still thinking about it?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's always a work in progress. I think John's going to bring some offense to us. You know, Luke was a guy we certainly had a lot of interest in bringing back. I think he's that big, hard defender. But it got to a level that I said, good for Luke. So we'll continue to look at it. If there's a way to augment it, but that's, the defense is still an area I'd like to continue to look at.
You spoke down in Nashville about just the quick turnaround from draft to free agency. Can you speak league-wide
Yeah.
on just like the grind of this stretch?
Yeah, it was. I don't remember. I'm sure maybe there has been over the years, but I don't remember something sort of a 48-hour turnaround. It's been quick, but that's usually this time of year. You go from the draft right into free agency, and that's not unusual. But it's been a busy last week for sure.
Is Lagesson somebody you're sort of familiar with tomorrow?
Yeah, I saw him a lot in Edmonton. We had some people that we didn't qualify, so you saw it here with this team last year. You had injuries, and you have to have people that can come up and play games. We want to have to continue to have a push from below, and I think he'll do that.
Milan Lucic, anybody coming back in the division?
Saw that. Lou sent me a text. He said, I signed there, and you had to bring Revo in. So no, it's good. You know what? I know what Boston means to the city of Boston means to Luch. He's a proud guy, and happy for him. Happy for him.